Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry I'm a little late, but a minute late. I guess that's not too bad. I'm just going to be setting up my other screen real quick and then we'll get started. Let's see, turn the phone off. All right, cool. All right, so give me a second here to get the other screen up and we'll get going. Live. Click again. Hopefully everybody's doing well. It is raining. It's actually been turn myself down here. Pretty what's up, Carson? Pretty decent day. We went from like 27 degrees to 60. That's good. It's good for the allergies too. So, all right, pop out chat. Get that done. Go ahead and situate. I gotta turn off my. I'm glad I'm relocating my mining stuff. We should be okay. I can leave it on. The graphics card's good enough. So, okay, cool. All right, let me get back over to the stream. What's up, guys? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Where can I buy the long acrylic tang at? I don't know, Carson. I have a video on it somewhere. I don't remember where I got it from. A guy gave me a link a while ago. I bought one and kind of walked away. I don't remember exactly what it is. But yeah, there's a video on it somewhere. What's up, Jason? What's going on, guys? Hey, Cue Ball Reef, thanks for becoming a new member. Yeah, I am updating the scrolling text. I only do it every couple months because it's a little bit of a pain to update it for whatever reason through Camtasia. It just doesn't want to update. It doesn't want to scroll right. So I don't do it too often, but I will be updating that before the next video, which will be out next week. Is the video choppy for you guys on the live stream? Let me know. Like the actual video of the tank, does it look choppy to you? Because I am, yeah, it's not too hard to find. Just go to the channel, or you can do like Fish of Hex, Grow Out Tub or something. It's got to pop up. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned the name of it in that video. And I don't have a link, but it can't be that difficult. It's not. There's definitely more than one company that sells those tubs. I just don't remember. Sorry. So. What's up, Andrea? Welcome to the party. Everyone wants to know. Everyone should know that Andrea got a new Thanksgiving themed apron. Betty Homemaker over here. It's pretty cool. I'm sure she'll post it on Instagram. So if you're not following her, it's a crazy middle-aged woman at crazy.com. So just follow her over there. She'll post a picture. What's up, Tim? It's good. Okay, so it's not choppy. It's just me. Yeah, I'm actually I have it is choppy. Okay, well let me turn the screen off here. Give me a second. I got to let me turn off my mining rig then, because I mine from this computer and then I mine from another rig, and sometimes it's a little iffy on this. So let me turn it off. Okay, and off. That should be good. Share screen. Okay, let me know. Should be good now. Nailed it. Yeah. So yeah, moving on here. A bit, yeah, not too choppy. It should be good now. Let me know. It should definitely. It's good on my end. So cool. What's up, guys? So if you have any questions that are saltwater related or anything else related, that's fine. I know I posted that video yesterday. Thanks for all the support on that. It was pretty good. I didn't really get any negative feedback, which was surprising, because usually on YouTube, when you post anything somewhat personal, there's always somebody that comes in and says something, but I didn't get anything, which is, I mean, thankful for it, but I'm just waiting. Someone's gonna do it now. But yeah, so that's one video. If you guys want me to do more like that, I can. But don't expect me to be diving into any combat stuff or anything like that. I'm not going to share those stories. Only reason why I shared the one that I talked about was to kind of give you guys an idea of the state of mind when I kind of got out. So that was the only reason for that. I'm not one to glorify that stuff or really talk about it. I think there's a time and a place, and YouTube is definitely not the place. It's just not a good look for anybody. So, but yeah, for those of you who know me personally, you guys know that kind of stuff. What's up, guys? What's up, George? What's up, man? What's going on, guys? Appreciate all the members. I got a few more members the other day, so I appreciate you guys signing up. It is only like $1, and then you get on the ending credits, and then you get to use these weird, inappropriate emojis during the stream. So, or even in the comment section, ask Gabe. He does it all the time. What's up, guys? Let me get down here. Not choppy. Are we good? Found the video. Thanks. Cool. All right. Glad you found it. What tank is that? Yeah, that's the 300. Back in the day before I chopped it up, man, the amount of coral that's not in my system anymore is mind blowing to say the least. It's it's I don't know. I want to say that it's kind of depressing, but it's also like, okay, if I didn't learn about the flamingi tang and the damage that she could do or that particular fish could do to a system like a 300, then I would have taken her to the 1000 and she could have potentially done the same thing. At that point, that's my forever tank, my forever setup, and I would have had to kind of been forced to probably start over or re-aquascape or do something in an attempt to get her out. So I'm glad that I've learned the mistake. And, with this system, like I mentioned in one of the update videos, the amount of things that I've learned through selling coral, growing coral, and just building the business in general, it's mind blowing. The amount of things that I'm like, oh yeah, add that to the list of things I will not be doing in the next build. 1 second. X, what are you chewing on? Yeah, that's the boy's dinosaur. So he likes to eat the heads off of my kids' toys, which is, I don't know why, but he does. Yeah, and then I have to find it outside. But yeah, so yeah, this is the 300. It actually grew. I wish I had a video of it. It actually grew out another 2 or 3 months, and then I chopped it up. So, 1 second. I lost my spot here. Any Black Friday deals on coral? I can right now. I have green digi, but I mean, I'm trying to think of what deals I can do. If you go to the website, I really don't have a lot. And answer the question, I'm still white in BJJ for whoever asked that. I got to go back to the screen. Let me go to the site. Let me see. We'll move into questions here in a second, guys. Let me answer this one real quick. So as for coral, I mean, I can move this over. We're not really rocking a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I got buy two, get one free on Digi, and I could probably do that on Montipora, Red Monty, because I have a ton of Red Monty, so I could probably get away with that too. And the green Pulsapora, I could probably do a deal like that. Chip Pravona, maybe. Let's see here. I could do it on the ATL Blue Clover. I could do it on the Green Slimer. And I got to add a couple more acros to this at some point. And what I've been doing is I cut a whole bunch of stuff for WYSIWYG, and it's healing out right now, but it's going to be a few weeks till I get it up on the website. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, guys, with the amount of stuff that is sold from the 300, I really don't have a ton left. And what I do have, I'm trying to grow out for the sake of having coral for the next year. So that's kind of like I mentioned that during one of the updates is and by the way, if I sound like I'm slow, it's because my entire body is throbbing. I had a pretty rough roll tonight. I mean, I did well. I was already sore and hurting, and I decided to go anyways. But yeah, so my brain and everything else is just kind of in fog mode right now. But yeah, so I don't know what the fuck I was saying. Yeah. So basically, with me growing coral, I have to set it out on tiles right now because I can't put it in the 300. If I put anything decent in the 300, Finnosaurus Rex comes through and just destroys it. The little colony that I put in there the other day of the ATL Blue Clover, she came through and ripped it off. It was either last night or the night before. I found it at the bottom of the tank. So I can't really put anything in the 300, so everything that I want to grow out has to go on disc. So, and when I put it on the disc, it's only like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 inches long or so, and it has to grow out and grow branches before I feel comfortable cutting it. So everything is kind of just a little bit behind. I am going to get some easy stuff from a local guy and hopefully expand my collection a little bit. But right now, I'm just kind of trying to keep up with her. I'll tell you. If I could go back to not having that fish in the tank, I wouldn't have this problem. What happened is as she started destroying colonies in the tank, I had to remove those entire colonies. If she wasn't destroying them, I would just continue doing what I did up until the point when she started, was just trimming when they got close, kind of did a little bit of hedge work here and there, but kept the colony intact. The thing is when the entire colony's in there and you're just trimming it, it still has all these branches where it has new growth. The more branches it has, the more growth it's going to get, right? So if I have to remove an entire colony and frag it up because I don't have room for it to put it anywhere else, I lose all that potential growth. and I end up coming down to like a single stem that I put onto a frag disc and then essentially start over. So I lose all that growth, all that coral because of the destruction. So uh, with that happening to just about every colony in the tank, I can say maybe the fire Gigi's the only one she's not finning around out there. Everything else has been hit, or like maybe an encrusting Monty or something she's not messing with. But any colony that had branches, or it was like a bush or an acro or a stag, has been removed from the tank or broken in one way, shape, or form, in turn causing me not to have that coral to grow out and really, really messing with the amount of coral that I have in stock. Now it's cool in the short term when I rip out an entire colony and I get all these frags and I can do a really good sale. But yeah, that's cool. But that doesn't work out very well when it comes to long term stability for coral sales, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so if you could tell, I'm definitely not not happy about her, and there's literally nothing I can do. People are like try to trap her. Yeah, you try to trap her. Anyways, moving on to happier things. Travis, have you ever used Brightwell Purit? And if so, do you know if it will lower nitrates? I have not used that before, um, so I can't give you an answer on that. Sorry. Um, yeah, I to be honest with you, Jess, I don't really use chemicals or any kind of stuff like GFO or anything if I can help it to lower my nitrates or phosphates. I try to do it as natural as possible through macroalgae, or if I have to, I'll do larger water changes or more consistent water changes, or I'll cut back on feeding or cut back on something in an attempt to bring those numbers down without having to use a chemical or something. That's what I try to do that first. I mean, there's always situations where clients have just been pounding the tank with food for months and months and months, and the rock is just leaching that stuff out now that we're trying to do water changes and be consistent. And sometimes you have to throw in GFO or something to absorb that stuff. But I try to avoid it if I can. But personally, I have never used it, and I'd hate to give you any advice on it. I'm sorry. I just don't want to guide you in the wrong direction. What's up, Mike? At what point do you recommend switching from two-part dosing to another method such as Kalkwasser or calcium reactor? So I wouldn't necessarily move to Kalkwasser as a secondary method. I think if you're going to go from two-part to anything, you should go from two-part to a calcium reactor. Um, I think consistently wise, I mean, depending on your setup for Kalkwasser, I think you're probably better off staying with a two-part or going to the calcium reactor. So at what point? Well, for me, if we were going to go back in time to the 300, at the point where I was dosing 250 plus milliliters a day per, each of calcium and alkalinity, to the point where my water changes had to be 1.024 or 1.023 to be able to compensate for the amount of salt that's being dumped into that tank. I think at that point, it's a pretty good idea to switch over. And if you can do it before then, I would recommend that. If you're going through two-part, where it's, I mean, every tank size is differently, but if you're going through a gallon of two-part a month, you're better off going to a calcium reactor, just because, like I said, the amount of salt that gets dumped into a tank with that much dosing, it really, really adds up. Like I have my buddy Jack, who has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful SPS reef tank, and he just runs two-part. Well, this guy's doing water changes every other week, and I think he's gone to weekly now, but he tries to keep his tank at 1.026, but because the sheer amount of salt that's being dumped in with two-part every single day, I think he's like 300 plus milliliters, if not more than that. It's pretty crazy. So he has to do water changes at 1.023 to 0.24, just to kind of balance that stuff out. And even though it's a smaller water change at a low salinity, you're still getting fluctuations in your salinity with that, having to do that water change. So I think if you're dumping in quite a bit, and obviously two-part really for the longest time could be a little bit more cost effective. But again, if you're dealing with salinity issues and you're dosing a lot and it's just becoming a hassle when it comes to keeping up with it, then yeah, I would switch over um, to calcium reactor at that point. Or if you want to do a calc reactor, you can. How's the new eel? He's pretty good. He eats silver sides really well. Someone said try nori, so I'm going to pick up some nori when my phosphate levels get a little bit better. They're a little high right now, and I don't want to be dumping a bunch of nori in there because he'll probably chew it up and spit it out or something, and then it just adds to the phosphates. But yeah, So besides crypto, are you buying any stocks? If so, what are your favorites? I'm not buying any stocks right now. I don't know if Nick's even listening to this. I know he's got a lot going on. So working with a friend of mine who is a financial planner. I'm pretty sure that's the title, but he's really smart with this crypto stuff, this day trading, this even at that point, I would say maybe I say day trading is probably a good stopping point. But it's a very smart guy, and we did like 2 hours like of learning classing stuff last night, and we're gonna do more, throughout the week. But so it's kind of buying into stocks at the right time or crypto and selling at the right time and kind of going back and forth. I'm just dabbing into it right now because right now I'm mining and I can use that mining money. Essentially, it's not free. I mean, I pay the electric bill, but through the electricity. But if I'm mining Bitcoin on two rigs, then I can use that to practice my investments and kind of see what happens. But my long term goal is to be very, very good at that because I'm, like I got 4 kids to feed, right? Like right now with the business, I'm not gonna lie, this inflation stuff has hit the business pretty hard. My numbers are down significantly, sale wise, and it's not to the point where it's making me nervous, but it is to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to have a backup plan and a backup plan to that backup plan. I mean, you guys do really well supporting me and taking care and buying things and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is I can't do it forever, So um, and unfortunately, if something happens with the business, that doesn't mean my responsibilities go away with it, right? So, I still got to feed kids, feed myself, and feed this giant Chowzinski over here, this dog that just keeps growing. So I need to have a backup plan. So because I really like, I wouldn't say numbers to a certain extent, but I do like the challenge of the crypto stuff, and it has great potential. I think it's going to do very, very well in the future, and I want to learn it and go that way of investing for now to see what happens. And it just as a cushion. Now I'm not going to play with any money that I'm not okay with losing because that would be stupid. That's why I'm mining, and then I can use that as kind of like my starting point. But anyways, yeah, so we'll see how that turns out. Now, other than that, stock wise, I haven't really looked into anything else because I'm kind of like a one track mind type of person. So I'm just gonna keep with the crypto and maybe invest into other stuff once I get a good grasp of what's going on here. So that's just kind of my plan. Um, but yeah, so like I mentioned, like everything's been pretty good up to like the last month and a half, and then I started getting hit really hard on the website. I don't know if it's because of everything that's going on. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't follow the news. I just don't. I don't. I mean, there's some. I just don't because it's never anything good. Like they don't. You don't turn on the news and be like, "Hey guys, 4,000 people won the $1 million, jackpot the other day, and they're doing really well. And they're all like buying cool puppies and stuff. But no, it's never anything good. And I personally try to remove as much negative stuff if I can help it from my life because I got my own things going on and I just don't want stuff adding up and adding up and adding up. Now, you might say, well, you're not informed. Well, that's probably right. So whatever's going on in the world around us is definitely impacting the business for sure. I can feel it. But just gotta have some faith and keep going. That's about it. So yeah, moving on. that question took a little turn there. Yeah, she definitely tore some stuff up. Yeah, man. I I I would not be where I'm at right now if I didn't, didn't have this fish. But again, you got to learn, right? Do you have any idea, any issues with your monos going after smaller fish? No, the monos were actually the nicest fish in the tank, except for themselves. They did not like each other for whatever reason. But either way, they killed themselves. So I didn't really get to see long term, like long term success with them. And yeah, I would love like I fell in love with those fish, and it was a shame that they took themselves out, even with a tank that was this big. Just what a shame. Um, Man, I'm bumming. I really miss those fish. I'll trade that Flamingi tank for like 4 more of those any day. Hello, how can I catch a hippo tang in my tank? Don't want to tear out corals or rock. Well, I know that my hippos, I have 2 in here, and what colonies I do have left, they like sleeping in them at night. So if you could catch them in a I almost said, I said cat's pretty weird there. If you can get them while they're in a rock colony sleeping at night, you might be able to put a net in front of them and kind of scoot them out while they're sleeping with the lights off, and you might be able to scoot them into a net. And speaking of lights, I got one of my XR15s is blinking red, so that's fun. That's a hardware motherboard issue, so I gotta send that in along with my dose pump for Neptune. So I'll add that to the list. But anyways, yeah, you could try to catch them at night. You could try a fish trap if you want, but I mean, it's difficult to catch any tang. I mean, it just or any fish in a tank with coral. It's just a pain, especially if your net's getting caught on coral and all that stuff. Yeah, you can set up a trap for sure. Yep, definitely. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Russell. What size is your tank? Well, the one on the computer right now is a 300 gallon. You probably answered that 100 times already. Yeah, it's okay. Hey, listen, I definitely don't mind answering the same questions over and over again. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't expect anyone to come here and watch 800 videos on the channel because I don't even watch my own videos. It's too cringy. I can't. I tried. I have a difficult time even rewatching videos that I make for upload, like before I upload them, because I'm like, oh, this is cringy. So, like the sound of my own voice, I'm like, not really a fan of that. And then yet people email me and tell me they listen to me when they fall asleep. I mean, if you're a dude, that's kind of weird. I mean, whatever. But yeah. But yeah. So, speaking of that, you guys, when it comes to answering the same questions over and over again, I don't mind. And then if you're asking basic questions, like I got an email the other day about how to wash your hands so you don't contaminate the tank. I'm going to do a video on that this coming week because it's something really small that people don't pay attention to, but could make a pretty big deal and pretty big difference to your setup. So yeah, I'll do a video on that. Like if you got basic stuff, feel free to send that through via email and just put like Q&A or something on the title. 16 plus year old eel nori, 90% of her diet. Yeah, you were the one that told me to do the nori, and then another person did in a live stream, I think. But yeah, so I'm gonna try nori. I gotta go pick it up, but I gotta go all the way over to Lemoyne to the Chinese food restaurant, the store there, and get it. So I'll have to just take a trip over, or probably order it online too. Should I get an oversized calcium reactor for an SPS dominant reef? I have a 200 gallon tank and thinking about getting a calcium reactor rated for 400 to 600 gallon. Yeah, you could do that for sure. You'll be safe that way. Because even though they are rated for that tank, is that a fully stocked SPS reef tank? Is it like packed to the gills, 600 gallon tank? You know, in reality, that reactor is probably good for like 300, maybe 400 gallons. Fully stocked. So yeah, if you can afford it, get a bigger calcium reactor. I mean, the worst case scenario, you'll have to increase the pH so you don't dissolve the media as quickly, or slow down the effluent rate. I mean, it's better to oversize than undersize, and that's what she said. Okay, going down here. I knew I was gonna fucking say that. Do you feed it scallops at all? Mine absolutely love them. I know that Reggie, the snowflake eel, really likes scallops. But I try to do either I try to do silver sides or shrimp if I can. But if I can do the nori, that would be perfect. I mean, if that's all it takes is a sheet of nori, I'll take the little tongs and just do it up. I'll try it. I'll try it this weekend. Do like I do, buy high and sell low. Yeah, I mean that's the game plan. But you know, there's all these, like I'm watching a video now that he sent to me about plotting the charts and you know, kind of trying to base your move off of how they're fluctuating. It's I've only got like a half an hour through. It's a decent course, but yeah, of course the idea is to buy you know, well, I usually, you know, don't you buy low? That way you can sell high. So I think you got that brown backwards. But yeah, so we'll see how it turns out. It's all a learning experience, and I mean, I enjoy that as well. So have you ever thought about opening a full store importing corals? Nah, I'm not interested in that. I don't like importing corals. Importing corals breeds nonsense. Plus, if I start importing corals, you're not going to get them for the price you're getting them now. If I can grow it, I mean, ideally, I would love to just have a farm and grow. of course, I'll import in the beginning to get different types of corals in, quarantine them, and then put them on disc and then grow those disc out and just kind of expand my collection that way. But importing corals is a huge pain. I don't enjoy it, and I'm not really a fan of pulling stuff out of the ocean. I'd much rather grow it myself. For not only because I don't like pulling from the ocean, but also if you grow it yourself, it's profit at that point, right? You can make the prices whatever you want because you don't have to cover DOAs or any specific margin. And then also it's already acclimated to the aquarium environment. So DOA is a lot less. You don't have to deal with issues like that. And people can have a better chance of the coral surviving, especially if I'm selling SPS. And there's a lot of beginners coming in trying to buy SPS. I'd much rather sell them something that's already in a tank. It grew in a tank. It's happy in a tank. And the chances of success are much higher. Plus, it's pest free. You feel pretty good about that. When you're importing corals, yeah, you can quarantine to your blue in the face, but the reality is that people are importing corals most of the time are not quarantining them because, or at least if they are, they're not doing it to the full extent because they have to get those corals in. They have to cut them up. They have to heal them, take the DOA or the deaths when it comes to healing, and they have to sell them as quickly as possible to get their money back. So sitting on a coral for 6 months while you're quarantining it to make sure you don't have acropore eating flatworms and all sorts of stuff is not profitable. So you just can't do it. And I understand. I mean, if people want to chop shop and by all means, if that makes you happy, do it. For me personally, I'd rather grow it, see it grow, know that it's healthy, know that it's good for a tank, and sell it for the price that I want to sell it. Now, unfortunately, when Fishosaurus Rex comes through and wipes out all your colonies, then that kind of messes with the game plan. But hey, live and learn. BYDDY fave stock anymore. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look it up, man. Hey, did you get your garage done so you could put your Porsche away? I know you said you bought a new Porsche, which I would love. I don't know. I mean, I want a Porsche, but I really like my Z though. I don't know. We'll see. Personally, not happening anytime soon. I got to buy that damn house at some point. Personally, I'm prepping salt for the SHFT or hyperinflation scenario. I'm historically correct. Historically correct, and it's impossible to get to make a huge portion of the northern hemisphere. I feel like I read that wrong. Personally, I'm prepping salt for. I don't know. Oh, so you're just getting salt ready for the inflation, yeah. Also, honey. So where are you at? Anyways, where are you located, man? News puff piece are all propaganda, and the media in general are enemy of the people. Yeah, I try to avoid the media or any kind of news if possible. Like I mentioned, I'm not interested in just not interested in the negativity. I mean, the life is so full of negative crap that I'm just not. I don't want it spoon fed to me every time I open up my YouTube app. It's just not happening. Super inspired by your tank and journey with the business. Keep up the great work. Can't wait till that 20 pack of SPS grows in. Yeah. Yep. And then when that I even forgot what I sent you. Whatever that expensive ass coral was that I sent you. I even forgot. You'd be making some money on that. Pay for the pack. I know I love tanks and ecosystems and every shape and size. I have freshwater set up that's 40 gallons, and I have a cool rainbow tail shark that's almost 6 inches. I love freshwater. Freshwater planted tanks are just, there's something about them. I can't explain it. Maybe it's because it's my first love. Technically my first love was Oscars. I just fell in love with Oscars, and man, what I would do for a massive freshwater tank that I can get away with. If I could get away with Oscars and a planted tank, like a fully planted tank, and they didn't eat all my fish or rip up my plants, that would be an ideal situation. But that's never going to happen because they do both of those things. But I love Oscars. They're one of my favorite fish ever because they have just this puppy dog personality, and they're just like, hey, what's up, man? Come hang out. And I really love planted tanks. If I had the room or the extra cash just to be blowing on a giant, massive, like 200, 300 gallon planted tank, I would do it in a heartbeat. but I don't have the room. So that's where am I going to put it? Yeah. No, not going to happen. But someday we'll have something decent. Career Environmental Science, pursuing my master's degree in CSU at the moment to love reefing. Yeah, well, you sound smart, man, because all that is like right over the head. Yeah, I've got a hippo tang. It eats out of my hand. Yeah, I have. I put a second one in the 300, a little bit smaller, but I just needed more fish in the 300, and I'm debating moving. I have 2 more hippo tangs, so we might as well just add that giantness of fish. I mean, they're not going to get big enough before I break down the system, but I was just going to dump in some more fish in that tank because now that there's no coral in it, I might as well just pack it full of fish so it doesn't look too awful. Tips on adding multiple wrasses. Which ones are compatible with each other? Yeah, your guess is good as mine, man. I'm not a wrasse guy. I know that I like the yellow coarse wrasse and the Melanoris wrasse. Those are the only 2 wrasses that and a 6 line. Those are the 3 types of wrasses I've ever owned. I mean, they're cool. Like, they're not my favorite. So I use them as utility fish. Like when I had an imported system, I use wrasses in quarantine for corals that are coming in to take care of any kind of, flatworms and nudibranchs and stuff like that to kind of help manage it during quarantine. But other than that, they don't really serve a purpose for me in my main display. I pick tangs because they're aggressive by nature and they serve a purpose. They're utility fish. They, pick out the rocks, make sure the tank looks nice and clean. And yeah, so I try not to put fish in my tank that don't really do anything. I know that sounds weird, but it's just kind of my thought process. Sir, you have a great voice. I appreciate it. Thank you. What light intensity do you run your XR15 lights, and do you have AB plus settings? Well, let's go ahead and pull up my Apex, and I'll show you. And as I mentioned, one of my XR15s is dead. It's blinking red light, so I know it's happened before. Radions. I'm pretty sure this is the 300. It is. Yep. So let me go and move you over here. Possibly. Okay. So when it comes to my radions, I tend to run my schedule pretty long. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can do full screen. Okay. So I'm going to take you. Can I unclick your comment? No, because I'll lose my spot. So actually I can. Okay, cool. So this is my radiant setup for the 300 gallon. Now I have 6 over my low boys, which is a different schedule. And I actually don't use the WXR or WXM module because it sucks. At least for those other 3, it's just a huge pain in the butt. So I just kind of do programming separately. But anyways, so this is the Radeon setup here for the 300. So as you can see, the lights kick on at 8 a.m. and they ramp up from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And at 9 a.m. they're at 100%. So if we click on 9 a.m., this is the spectrum that I'm using. It's 15, 15, red and green. I don't know if you guys can see. Can I zoom in? I don't know. I don't think I don't know. I'm trying. So it's 15% green, 15% red. And then I do the blue, royal blue, and UV at 100%. And then the cool white at 25%. So that is my spectrum that I run all day long. So it'll go from 9 a.m. at 100% all the way to 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 100%. And then it will ramp down for an hour to 10 p.m. Back to 0. So my schedule is super basic. It is the AB plus spectrum, or at least my version of it. And it's 100% because it is a 31-inch tall tank. But that's what I run. And I've been pretty successful with it. And I run the same type of setup for the other Radeons. It's just, again, on a different program. So hopefully that answers your question. And we're going to put that video back up. So let's go and scroll down here. Oh, did I click on the wrong one? There we go. That's your question there. Kind of a vague question, but how can you reduce salinity? You can remove water and let your ATO top off, right? Freshwater. So remove salt water from the display tank and let your ATO top it off. You can do that, over and over and over again, and eventually your salinity will come down. That's the simplest way to do it. Yeah, go ahead and post the link. It should come through. Oh, let me check what time frame we at here. That's at 2023. Oh, so we're a little bit behind. Andrew, if that link didn't come up, go ahead and post it up. If not, man, you can always text me the link too if you want. Um, I don't mind. You can text me whenever, man. All right. Are you making your damn? Are you making your own food or buying something like Rod's food? I make my own food. I have several videos on the channel, Mike, showing you guys how I make my own food. It's overall, it's a lot cheaper than buying any other food. Plus, you get to know what's in it. Plus, the experience of making food is pretty cool. I use a meat grinder that I have for hunting deer or harvesting deer or processing deer at that. And yeah, I do have a couple videos on it. I think I've done a couple live streams on it too. Let's see what's up here. Let me see. Pat message right here. The difference here. Oh, Pat sent me some stuff. Okay, moving down. Travis, if you have a Winco Foods, hit them up. That's where I've always bought mine at. Oh, what the fish? Oh, the nori stuff. Okay, cool. Yep, cool, man. Thanks, appreciate it. I love I'll be honest with you. This sounds super gross, maybe to you, but I like making tuna fish. I put a bunch of like shredded, like sharp, Vermont sharp shredded cheese in it, um, like tuna fish, and then I. It sounds weird. It sounds super weird, but I put like chopped up cherry tomatoes, and then I wrap it in nori and eat it. Does that sound super weird? It does, doesn't it? I say it out loud. It sounds weird. I'm going to be judged. I know it, but I don't care. It tastes good to me. So, anyways, where are you located? You just mentioned Lemoyne. Do you have a shop in Central PA? I live in Harrisburg, and I run this out of my house. Um, but yeah, Lemoyne is outside Harrisburg. Yeah, it's in Harrisburg technically outside. Yeah. But yeah, I live towards Lingelstown and Harrisburg. Yep. Mm-mm-mm. Any advice winning a battle with Vermintide snails? About to tear down a tank and I've had for 8 years due to them. Well, I mean, there is no winning with Vermintide snails. There just isn't. I mean, I don't care who the heck you are. They come in as like little microscopic pieces of crap, right? That you don't even realize that are there, and then before you know it, they take over the whole tank. So your best bet is to tear the tank down and then sterilize the crap out of that tank. And remember, they're probably inside your overflow. They're probably inside all your PVC. They're probably inside every nook and cranny of that entire tank. So if it was me, I would redo everything. All new rock being cured. I would do all new plumbing. I would clean that thing from head to toe, run vinegar through it. Not straight vinegar, obviously, but water with vinegar. I would sterilize the piss out of that tank. Every piece of equipment sterilized, broken down, every nook and cranny of that equipment picked clean of shells of Vermintide snails or any traces of them, because yeah, they suck. You can buy bumblebee snails to your blue in the face, and you can go in there and you can glue up all the Vermintide snails you want. They are not going away. It's just not happening. Like I mentioned before, that Lobo that's in the middle of the screen right now, I quarantined that thing for multiple months, and I still got Vermintide snails that came in on the bottom of that. Even after checking that completely and going through there with a little dental pick and getting them all out, putting it in quarantine, still got them. So, yeah, I'll tell you right now, my new setup will not have a single piece of LPS coral, not even a smidgen, because I'm not risking it. Nope, not gonna happen. Anyways, thanks for the link, man. Let me copy that. Can I copy that? I can. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. Would you ever do a predator style fish only tank, such as a puffers, triggers, groupers, and eels? I would love that. I would love like a lionfish, eel, and like triggers. That would be super sweet. I'm not really a puffer kind of guy. They're weird, man. I don't know, they just look weird. But yeah, I would love a predator type of tank, just a fish only. But it would have to be a really big tank to justify just that type of setup. So it'd have to be like 500 gallons plus, and it would have to have a somewhat of an interesting aquascape, but most definitely I would love a fish only like predator tank. I think that'd be super sweet. Man, I would love that. But the thing is that as much as I would love that, it would be hard to justify because I expect my systems to pay for themselves. And as cool as a predator tank would be, if it doesn't really serve a purpose, then other than just kind of looking at it, it's not going to be something I would really invest in unless I just had, 40 extra grand just sitting around. I'm like, oh, I might as well just, instead of buying a cool turbo, I might as well just, or another turbo, I might as well just, buy a predator tank. You got to see. So I try not to spend money on things that don't either uh, give me that money back or serve another purpose. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Gosh dang, I hate snails. Jason Montano. I'm facing the same scenario, and I think I'm down to tearing my tank down to rid them. Yeah, I mean that's the only way you're getting rid of them, and it's not just a simple tear down. You can't just go in there and just rip out all the rock and put some fresh water in for a little bit. No, you have to go in there and you have to redo the plumbing because they live in the plumbing. Like they live everywhere. Every bulkhead, every power head, everything needs to be scrubbed, cleaned. Um, and I don't know if they live through vinegar, but I wouldn't risk it. That's for sure. Um, what's up, dude? Marine Tuck. What time is it? 20:27. So I'm fucking 20 minutes behind on the chat already. We're 40 minutes into this. Damn, man. All right. I'm trying to speed this up. I bought a bunch of coral from you and all doing decent. I have a Hydra 32 over a 20 Peninsula. Do you think that is enough light? Well, it depends on what kind of par you're getting from it. It's difficult to give you an answer without seeing the spread and the par over that. I mean, if you're between the 250, 350, or 400 par range, then yeah, you're good. But if you're sub 200 or sub 250, then probably not going to get the growth that you're looking for. So you're really going to need to get in there and with a par meter and check out the spread. I mean, that's the best answer I can give you. It's difficult to give you a spot on without actually seeing it. Do you have a 401c3 established allow donation stuff for veterans? I do not. I did not do that. I just take percentages of my sales and I plop them into a separate account, and then I use that account money to buy stuff. So basically, I'm just how do I just basically just take money from myself that you guys buy, and then I do it that way. And I gotta get my CPA about getting all that stuff set up too, because it's already through the system. I just got to get it set up. But yeah. And then I have companies that send stuff. If people donate equipment, like people give me skimmers and pumps and all sorts of stuff, and I use that towards it. But yeah, all the stuff that I did for the other tanks, like the Maryland build and all that kind of stuff when I did the veterans, the tank was donated from customaquariums.com, but I went ahead and spent a ton of money on myself for that. And then of course travel and all that as well. So yeah, I just pulled the money myself. But the 401c3, I will probably, if it picks up, I will probably bring somebody on and then have it established as that. I just haven't done it yet. It's on the list. Yep, selling next week for the new Subaru BRZ. BRZ, is that the BRZ? Let me look that up. I know somebody got one. Subaru BRZ. Let me just make sure. Oh, okay, yeah, the BRZ, the smaller one. Okay, that's what you're getting, the new one. You're selling your Porsche for that? Okay. Well, now I can race you. Yeah, I'm not. My car went into storage. I forgot to put a picture on it. I put it in storage at the beginning of the month because Pennsylvania will eat your car alive in your truck because they don't just put salt down. They put this god awful spray that just eats through vehicles. It's oh man. I'm rolling in a 1974 Stingray. I wouldn't mind driving one of those. Okay, Utah. Shoot. I love everyone. Thank you for hosting this. Hey, no problem. Walt Disney, that is the coral that I sent you. Thanks for reminding me, Mike. Oscars are the freshwater Big Bertha. They are. They surely are. But they have more personality than the Vlaminghi Tang. Okay, so right now, for whatever reason, I think I lost connection. Can you guys hear me? I know the screen is not moving on my end. Let me see. Okay, here we go. All right, I should be back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. BRZ is an inline 4, no turbo. No, but you could put a turbo on there, no problem. Anyways, hopefully you guys can hear me because I lost connection. So we're back. Saltwater Reef. I still have those Oscars I got from you a couple years ago. They're huge now in the 300 horse trough pond. Hey, send me a picture. I would love to see them. Love to see them. Yeah, I used to have discus. I had a guy come buy discus when I moved from my old place. Like a discus, like if I did a jungle val freshwater tank and did the bottom with dwarf hairgrass and then just filled that full of beautiful discus with minimal flow. Oh man, what a pretty tank. Man, I got tank fever right now, man. I just want more tanks. Not right now. My lemon peel angel is like the tang leaves corals alone. That's good. Dinner time, gotta run. Thanks and I'll catch up the next one. Sweet. Thanks for hanging out. Do you think the BRS giveaway will include 65K worth of knowledge? Seems like a lot of fish and coral is about to suffer. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh man, Travis, you're out of the loop. Yeah, $65,000 giveaway. Are they just giving that away to one person, or are they just spreading that stuff out? See, I don't know anything that's going on. I'm sorry, Cue Ball Reef. I don't know anything about that. I don't know. I can't give you my opinion. I don't know. Man, I'm never in the loop. Travis, if you ever want some African cichlids for your freshwater tank in the basement, let me know. Have about 10 adults, about 40 baby hatchlings from eggs, about 1.5 inches. That sounds good. I don't have a freshwater tank in the basement anymore. I have the BioCube upstairs, which, by the way, I'm kind of trying to get rid of so I can get something else. But so yeah, if anybody wants that, let me know. But yeah, I would love, like, I used to have demasonized cichlids. I don't know if you're familiar with those. They live like within that like Texas Holy Rock kind of stuff. I used to breed those way back, like 10 years ago, way back. But I love cichlids too. They're so many fresh. I'm having freshwater fever right now. There's so many freshwater fish that I just love, and I can't have any of them right now. Story of my life. All right, moving down. But I appreciate the offer. I'll let you know if anything changes, though, Mike. All right. I almost called you Mike. You're Gerald. I just clicked on Mike. Still working on setting up the 75-gallon. What fish would you recommend that's compatible with cleanup crew and mixed reef? 75-gallon, probably you can do a couple small tangs. No hippos, no flamingos. You probably get away with like a Scopus tang or a powder blue, a small sailfin, a yellowfin, yellow eye coal, or sorry, flamefin, yellow eye coal. I mean, you can get away with some smaller stuff like smaller tangs. You're probably going to have the tang police come at you at some point, but make a pound sand. And you can probably get away with like damsels, clownfish, the usual stuff like that. I would stay away from anything that eats inverts. So what eats inverts around here? Well, eels to a certain extent. So you probably want to stay away from an eel if possible. Plus, a 75-gallon is pretty small for an eel, unless you're getting a baby snowflake, which takes quite a while to grow. But I'd probably stay away from eels if you can. But yeah, you should be good with that if you like that type of selection. I mean, don't get a puffer or a trigger because your cleanup crew will be chow time at that point. But I don't think you really want to put those in the 75-gallon anyways. Jonathan says, I stumbled across a video of you promoting that fish place frag swap. Now you just mentioned Lemoyne. You must be close to me. I would love to buy from you. You have a platform you sell on. Yep. I sell on fishofhex.com. And if you are local and you want to buy from me, you should message me on the website, and because I don't offer local pickup on orders anymore, because everybody selected local pickup when they were not local because it's free, right? But and I always had to fix it and stuff like that. So I don't offer local pickup at checkout anymore. So if you want to buy something locally and meet me to grab that, then just message me on the website and I'll send you an invoice without shipping. So that's the easiest route to go. And it is gonna yawn here. Fishofhex.com, man. Whew, we are 50 minutes in and I'm still 20 minutes behind on chat. Okay. Is that frustrating for you guys that I get 20 minutes behind on chat because you guys are talking and I'm not even remotely on the topic that you guys are talking about? Yes, answer my question. Thanks. No problem. Pulling all my Gen 3s apart behind Saturday, blowing them out with the compressors seem to all be getting too warm. Might be time for Gen 4s. Well, I think mine's got salt creep issue right now because I had a little bit of salt creep on the lens, so maybe that's my problem. Why it's blinking red? I guess we'll find out when I send it to Neptune. But yeah, maybe Gen 4s, maybe Gen 5s. You got that money, man. Ugh. On the answer to the verminted snails, on the answer to the verminted snails, your answer is just about what I thought. I already build my new aquascape. Good reason to change out the stand. Yeah, I mean, if you could find the bright side of tearing down your entire system and sterilizing it and redoing everything for the sake of getting rid of verminted snails, then yeah, take all the positive reasons to go through all that you can get, because it sucks, but it's if you had the tank out for 8 years already and you want to progress to another 8 years and you don't want verminted snails, and well, this is the time to do it. What's up, Marcus? Late, super late, but still hit that thumbs up. Appreciate it. BRZ is an inline 4, no turbo. I'm telling you, you can throw a turbo on a BRZ, no problem. Why are BRZ? Just get an STI. I almost thought that STI is STI. No, that's a UTI. I was like, what isn't it? I was like, isn't that like some kind of pissing disorder? Nope, it's not a urinary tract infection. That's an STI. Anyways, my brain is foggy. I'm not a Subi fan. I don't know. I mean, they're cool to a certain extent. I've just never been into it. I don't know why. I'm a Volvo fan. I really like Volvos, turbocharged. I don't know why. I have a 215 launch edition STI. I'll have to get a link, but Tony, the guy that's part of the car club, he actually owns it. He's got this unbelievable limited edition, like probably one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen in my life. He doesn't drive very much. I think he drives, maybe like 20 miles a year or something like that. But it is one of the most beautiful, gorgeous Subis I've ever seen in my entire life. I think he's at a show in Florida this week too with it. The amount of money he has in that is just mind blowing, just disgusting. But hey, man, it's beautiful. What's the best way to get new frags to get settled on growing? Leave them alone. Put them in the rock with some glue and just let them go. I mean, that's about it. I mean, it's going to take time. As long as your tank is where it should be, you should be good to go. 2020 STI limited here. Everyone's got STIs, man. I like the sound of them. They sound pretty cool. Fish and Hex Aquatics. Is it easy to switch from 2-part to all for reef? Never used all for reef, but the reviews on it are pretty damn good. Well, I would with anything. Since I haven't used it before, I can at least give you a general guide to switching from any method to another. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your 2-part. Okay, let's just say you're switching to all for reef. You're going to dose your 2-part, and then you're going to dial your 2-part back just a little bit and start dosing some of this all for reef. At that point, you're going to kind of see where the balance is, and then you're just going to slowly bring one down while you bring one up, and you're just going to have to fine tune that based on your tank, your growth, and all that stuff. And then eventually, you won't have any 2-part, and you'll just be dosing all for reef, and your tank will be nice and stable the entire time. So that's pretty much the way I do for any kind of method that I'm switching to. Or even if I'm adding a secondary method like a Kalkwasser to a calcium reactor like I have on this setup before I broke the pump. Yeah, just balance it out. Go slow. Definitely don't rush it. 10K and fish. 10K and coral. To do what are you asking for the BioCube system? What I have that for? Like right now, I'll get rid of it just for the sake that I can get something different for like 275. Comes with the it comes with the freshwater planted light, comes with all those damn plants, comes with the ATL micro, a UV sterilizer, upgraded CHA return pump. You can have, I mean, the shrimp in there are like freaking 3 years old. They're still just rocking. Bunch of fish in there having babies all the time. And the stand, the tank, of course, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm always good to work with price, but I'm just making some room. So yeah, sounds about it. Like anywhere between like 250, $300 is kind of my where I'm sitting at right now. Last video took balls. Appreciate you hearing it. My story isn't the best either, and I distract myself with my tank as well. Keep growing and kicking ass, big guy. Hey, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of good feedback on that video. A lot of you guys came in, were like sharing your own stuff. Like I said, I didn't really get anything negative from it, which is really surprising. Really surprising, and I got some emails about it. Some people were expecting me to kind of dive into more stuff and share more experiences. I'm not one to talk about things like that. Like, yeah, I mean, combat missions are combat missions, but I'm not one to talk about the things that have happened because it's just not, it's not, I don't know. It just, when you talk about things like that, you kind of sit in them for a while. And one thing I learned about years and years and years of therapy, and I used to do this therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's basically you sit there and you talk about it, right? And you talk about it, and you talk about it, and you talk about it. And then you go home and you close your eyes and go to bed, and then you get to live in it. And I don't talk about things. I just don't. If somebody asks me a question, I'll be happy to answer it kind of on downtime or, behind the scenes. But I'm definitely not going to throw my business up on YouTube, at least not any more than I already have. I got to keep some stuff private. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it. I don't boast about stuff. I don't boast about any of the mission stuff. I just, yeah, I have a friend who talks about that stuff all the time, and it's cringy sometimes. It just doesn't. It's just not. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. But 2022 Boxer 4 ordered it 4 months ago. Comes in next Tuesday. Pumped. Got a pile of tangs at the moment. Some crazy ones never had before. And we went from $100,000 sports car to tangs at the same time. Someone's living it up around here. How far from Pittsburgh are you? I think I'm like an hour and a half from Pittsburgh. Oh no, Pittsburgh. Oh shit, no, that's like 3 hours. That's the opposite. That's west. I was thinking of Philly. I'm literally in Harrisburg City. Like I can go down to downtown city in like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes in the car. But yeah, so I think Pittsburgh's like 3 hours. I used to drive to Pittsburgh all the time when I was working for that other company. We did investigations out there. Drove to Pittsburgh every single day from Harrisburg. That sucked. That sucked so bad. He mentioned Harrisburg, so probably 2.5. Yep, depending on how far west you are. Yep. Sounds about right. 2.5, 3 hours. Yep. You mentioned expanding your collection. Are you looking to just expand SPS or all types of corals? Just SPS at this point, because I basically stuck with the low boy, 2 low boys, and the grow out tub. The grow out tub is full right now. Half of it is designated to grow out disc, and the other half is just for frags. And then I have the low boys, which are about, I would say I have one free low boy. If I consolidate everything into one, I have one free low boy that I can fill with about 250 grow out discs. So that's pretty much the extent of my expanding. And I prefer just SPS, easy SPS, like stylophoras of any color, just basic bird's nest, Plosiporas, hydnophoras, any staghorn, pretty much anything that's going to grow really quickly that I can somehow, make profit on at some point between now and the next year when I peace out of here. I did just find out that my damn monthly payment here is going up like $200 in April. I'm like, damn, man, it's expensive. Like, and their reasoning was the cost of living's going up. I'm like, it's going up by $200. I don't think so. That's insane. It's like, it's gonna be like $1,700. I'm like, it sucks. So I'm like, man, it's like 13 when I started, like 4 years ago. That's crazy. But hey, man, listen, everything's gone up. Everything's going up. And like I said, I'm definitely feeling it. But yeah. If you did a DIY LED, what spectrum would you make it? Like what color LEDs would make you add. Well, I would do. I don't have like the number. I guess if you're looking for like ohms and all that kind of stuff, I don't have that on top of my head. But I would do primarily blue, UV, ultraviolet, and blue, and then just a hint of white, just like my spectrum that I have. If you scroll back, probably like 20 minutes ago, fuck, we're already an hour in. Damn. I just showed you guys my setup for my my Radeon, so it'd be similar to that. Primarily blue. That's kind of where I like to stay, anyways. It just looks better too, but it's actually the spectrum that the zooxanthellae really use to grow. So I try to stay at that. What would make a torch to start residing flesh from the bone? Is it brown jelly? You got anything like that going on? Or is it just flesh coming off? I mean, there could be a few things. The best thing to do at first before you start making any changes to the tank is check your tank at night, because you might have some rogue cleanup crew member in there just picking the flesh apart. So check that first. Check at night to see if there's anything chomping on it. And then, not just when the lights first come off, but maybe like 3 a.m, you can check and see. You'll be surprised what comes out a few hours into the night and start wreaking havoc. So check that, and then test your tank, but then recalibrate your whatever you have, or if you have different test kits or whatever, double check to see where your water parameters are. And fluctuations in alkalinity are pretty big on causing issues, even with LPS. So I would double check all your water parameters. I know my chair is squeaking over here, and then just kind of go from there. Look at night and double check water parameters. If there's anything really off, that's probably part of the reason. Also, direct flow blasting is definitely a no-go. You can have pulsing flow and just a various flow here and there, but if you're blasting it, it's going to be too much stress. It's going to start doing that. So hopefully that helps. What's up? Just showing love. I ended up getting a custom Geo sump. Also sweet. Filter socks and Claire C Gen 3 roller. Awesome. Cool. Glad you like it. He's a good guy, man. I'm going to get my next sump from him someday. What would make... Oh, we already read that. Sorry. Are you going to update the member scroll soon? Yep. I'm going to be doing it before my next video. My next video, let's see. Ooh, I might do one tomorrow morning before I get the kids from school. Yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow morning. I got a bunch of printers that I got to work on too. I'm telling you, getting filament in and getting parts for printers is even like a hassle. Went to the grocery store just to buy some basic stuff yesterday, and the shelves are empty. I'm like, okay. They had apple pies though, so I got one of those. I actually got 2 of those, and then I got an ice cream cake, and then I threw up. But either way, I definitely enjoyed myself. Not like American Pie movie, but like, yeah, I ate them. Just want to clarify that. Yeah, hit the like button. And I've been to Harrisburg. Yeah, you're not missing much. Still doing the membership service, only reef tank consults. What about 3D printing? What's the question here? Are you still doing a membership service? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, I have you can sign up for $1 a month and be on the scrolling credits. That's the only membership I have on the website now. I might add. See, the thing is I feel bad about charging people $5 a month just to ask me questions when you can just come to the live stream and put them in the live stream. Like I have people who want their whole tank redesigned and all that kind of stuff. You can just do the Skype or Zoom calls with me, which, by the way, I have one tomorrow morning, I think. So you can just do Skype calls and stuff like that with me instead of being charged every month to just be able to answer questions like the daily Q&A. So I just felt bad about it. And, I did take a huge hit on revenue by removing that, but I know I don't want to take your money if I can't provide the service. If that makes any sense. But yeah, 3D printing is rocking too. I worked in Camp Hill a couple times. I think it was about 3 hours. So it totally makes sense. Yep. That sounds about right. Bro, I hate YouTube. Never gives a notification. Also missed a 1 in 80 chance to win a free Sky on the Neptune channel because YouTube notification sucks. Hi, Travis. What's up, Sammy? Yeah, that's my life right there. Yeah. I've decided at this point, YouTube, I'm just gonna upload the content, try to get the daily Q&As out, and just do my best to not break any rules to the whatever extent I can, and then just ride this sucker into the ground. I mean, I'm literally over 800 videos. I want to make it to 1,000 videos before this thing shuts down. We'll see. But that's a lot of videos too. But yeah, it's doing something. My pencil urchin loves stylophora. Yeah, I bet it does. What's your current nutrient levels, phosphates and nitrates? Well, phosphates are a little high. They're close to 2 right now, but I try to stay between 3 to 5 ppm of nitrates. Right now, I'm at like 4-ish something, like 4 something. Phosphates are a little high, but ideally 0.07 and 0.15. Try to stay around 0.1, but nothing ever usually works out the way it should. Oh, look at the 40-gallon shallow reef. Long gone. Pencil urchins are notorious for eating coral. I don't really like them. Aren't those the ones that stab the crap out of you? I never devour anything. And they eat coralline algae too, I guess. I think that's the one I'm talking about. Use that VA home loan. Yep, that's the plan. Best thing ever did was quit renting. I have a couple quick growers that I haven't seen on your site in a few months. Maybe able to send a frag of them for donation. That'd be sweet. Yeah, let me know. Reach out to email and let me know. Just put like coral donation or whatever. We can work something out. I'll help pay for shipping or whatever. But yeah, I am going through the VA, doing the VA loan. I was already approved. I just haven't decided exactly how big the place I want it to be. And I don't know. There's a lot of things up in the air. It's been a very rough year for me. There's been some huge changes in my life. So I am trying to figure out what's going to work best for me and the boys. So, of course I want it to be a large house, but I don't want a $2,000 or $2,500 a month mortgage. I don't want that. I just don't. That sounds awful to me. I don't want to do that. I just don't want. I just don't want to do that. Yeah, so the VA home loan's pretty good. I don't have to put like the closing costs down and like some inspections money wise down. Other than that, I'm completely approved and everything's good to go. I just told them that I'm not doing it this year. I'm waiting another year. So yeah. So I got some decisions to make and some things to think about, and I got a whole nother year to do it and a whole nother year of growth in life to determine that outcome. So we'll see. Yep. And you needed to be on Facebook. Yeah. Go back up and read the question about eating a yellow tang. Weren't we just talking about that? We were talking about eating tangs, I think yesterday. Because I was debating if I was gonna I don't know how you want to say it. I was debating if I wanted to do a live stream of eating Big Bertha, but I thought that I might get probably removed from the community for eating my fish. So we were joking about it, and I was like, maybe I should just eat Big Bertha and do it. But that would definitely not end well. And she probably wouldn't taste good because, I mean, she tastes half as good as the way she looks. She probably still tastes like shit. She doesn't look that great. So. What's up, Mike? Is 3D printing fun still, or does it feel like a task? 3D printing I don't know what it feels like anymore. I just get up, get the printers going. And speaking of that, if you guys have, I'll finish the question. If you guys have noticed, I went ahead and I've added, because everyone wants to know about where their order is in the system and what's going on. So I've implemented a new notification system. I wanted to tell you guys about that. So when you're, depending on if you got cut to order or if your 3D printing order is getting ready to be printed or it's being printed and stuff like that, I send out email notifications through every single step that your order's going through. And I implemented that yesterday, and it's got some pretty good feedback so far. But yeah, so that just reminded me of saying that. But anyways, 3D printing is fun. Right now I have a bunch of custom orders that are kind of just sitting here that I'm trying to finish up. I haven't had a chance to sit down and make anything really new. I mean, I did the coral cup stuff, but that was part of a custom order. So I kind of just expanded the idea. And so it's cool, but it is a job at this point. So I'm actually building a 3D printed mining case for another 6-card mining rig for Bitcoin. So I'm 3D printing that whole case right now. It's pretty cool. All right, so let me answer a few more of these because we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. And as much as I love you guys, I got other stuff to do tonight. I got to eat some food. I'm going to go get my free turkey today. And you know, never mind. Let's see. I'm just going to leave it at that. I was going to go something inappropriate. But anyways, I heard he charges less if you use a Skype service versus his OnlyFans. OnlyFans. I'm telling you guys, if this inflation gets any worse, you will be seeing my bedazzled butthole on OnlyFans. It will happen. Like listen, if it comes down to feeding my kids and having a roof on them under my, over my head, I would probably do anything to make sure I can still pay for that. So if this inflation keeps inflating and things continue the way they're going, then it's going to be a while before it gets to that point. But yeah, bedazzled anuses on OnlyFans. I'm gonna charge you guys for that too, like significant. So just so you know, I have that shallow reef cycling right now. Cool. A message on the site or text. Just text me, man. Just text me because I'm having issues with notifications from the site. So just text me. I've never eaten yellow tang. What's up, Mike Lemming? Salty, what's up? I thought it was cool when he said in his last video that when a printer breaks, he just prints the replacement parts. That's pretty sweet. Yep, that's exactly what I do. Unless it's something that like a motor or something, I gotta buy that stuff. I've eaten poontang. I should have read that before I clicked on it. That is pretty funny. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, with that said, guys, we're ending the live stream. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Hashtag bedazzled buttholes. You know when the live stream's ending when we start going off that cliff. But anyways, we have like 60 people here still. I appreciate every single one of you being here. Really do. Thanks for all the support on the last video. If you didn't see it, definitely check it out. If you want to support the channel, head over there. I am going to throw up a couple more deals here in the next minute, like buy one, buy two, get one free kind of stuff. I'll see you guys next week. Is it Thanksgiving next week? It is, isn't it? Yep. So I will still be doing my live stream on the 25th. I don't know. I'm just gonna work. I don't really plan on doing too much. So anyways, guys, that's it. I appreciate every single one of you being here. Really do. And I will see you later. All right. Peace.